Hello, my name is Aaron, and welcome back to the Retro Gaming Collective. I have a little bit of an interesting week for you guys this week. I was able to shop at two different stores that I don't normally shop at, and both turned out to be pretty cool, especially the last one that I went to. I cannot wait to show you what I found there. And the prices were insane. So yeah, things have been a little crazy for me. My wife and I are having a baby. So I'm working on not bringing as much into the game room, just so I can make it easier to move it down into our basement, because it's not going to be in the second bedroom anymore. It's moving into the basement. It's going to be a real man cave. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. But I did find some things this week that I wanted to show you guys, a couple of things. One thing in a thrift store, one at GameStop, and then two actual game stores. And I definitely caught them slipping. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive in and see how we did. My one and only thrift store find this week took place at Thrifty's. It's my favorite thrift shop just because it's so close to home, and I found some crazy things here over the years. Unfortunately, this is not one of those trips. But I was kind of poking around, and usually their games are relatively cheap, typically around $1.41. So I ended up picking up this copy of Rage for the PS3. I don't have it. It's not really worth a ton, but for $1.41, another game to add to the PS3 collection, which is not huge. It's right behind me there. So it's kind of cool to get to add that. But yeah, this is just the beginning. Totally small find. But on to the next. Next, I went to GameStop. I didn't get any footage of this one, just because it's GameStop. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. But I actually had some trade credit left over from the last time that I went there. I had about $5.50 in trade cred, and then I had my monthly coupon, either a monthly coupon or I spent some rewards points for $5, and I was able to pick up this copy of Foreclosed for about $14. So really good deal on this. I am currently playing Hades on the PS5, but when I'm done with that one, this is going to be my next shot. And again, for $14, could not say no to a new PS5 game. I've had my eye on this one for a while, so I'm kind of excited to be able to add it to the collection. So now on to the meat. My wife and I actually went up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is maybe about 45 minutes to an hour away from me in Delaware. And while we were up there, of course, I'm going to look around and see if there are any game stores. And I found one called Just Press Play. Now, this store was huge. They had little bits of everything, and I thought it was really cool. This store is actually affiliated with Limited Run Games. So they had a whole setup of just limited run stuff. So it was really cool for me to be able to see all of that in person. I really enjoyed it. All of their high-end stuff tended to be in the cases. And I asked them if I could film the store, and they were super cool about it. I talked to them about games, maybe about 20 minutes or so in there, while my wife graciously sat in the car, and was probably on TikTok. But yeah, I found some really cool stuff in there. Again, the prices were a little bit higher than what I'm used to. But I did find a couple of things that were worthwhile for me to pick up. Again, in Delaware where I am, there are not a ton of game stores. So to be able to walk through a full game store that's not GameStop, that's dedicated to retro stuff, I really enjoyed it. So with that said, I ended up picking up 4 games while I was there. I don't really tend to pick up a lot of Sega CD stuff, but I picked this one up beyond the limit. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. And I paid $13 for this. And it came with one of those really nice plastic covers for it. I'm actually looking forward to trying this out. And anything that I can try on the Sega CD, I'm gonna do it, because it's such a weird system. So I grabbed that. Then I got a couple of SNES games. The first being Mickey Mania. And I love these games. I picked this up for $15. I'm excited to try this as well. Again, so I'm trying to buy games that are either I can flip or that I really want for the collection. And I love these old Disney games, which I've said before, I love the Lion King games, Aladdin, all that stuff. So always fun to be able to add a game like that. Like Castle of Illusions, another one that's incredible. Super stoked to have that. I got Yoshi's Safari. I paid $10 for this. And this is one of those Super Scope games, and I don't have a ton of them, so I'm actually pretty excited to try this one out. Because again, I just don't have any, and I have very little experience with the Super Scope, but I still have mine from when I was a little boy. It's actually, you can't see it, but it's right up there. And then final game, picked this up for $5 for the NES. It's Sky Shark. So again, nothing crazy there. A couple of things I wanted to add to the collection. Would I go back? Absolutely. Really cool store, and I very much enjoyed it. But now I want to show you the craziest stop of the week. This one was really fun. This stop actually just happened today. Today is Sunday. My wife and I went to church together, but we went separate ways afterwards. She went and had lunch with some friends, and I went game hunting, as I do. So I went to this Goodwill in Middletown that I'd been to before, and there was a little store next to it called Born to Game. Now, looking at the store, you can tell it is very D&D, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon card, like that kind of stuff, more so. But I said, I'm just gonna walk in and see what they got. I'm so glad that I did. They had this little setup where as you walk through the store, you continue to see more and more games pop up, video games. So they had this like setup of glass cases, and I start looking through the glass cases, and then I notice boxes of other games, and I notice more glass cases just filled with Switch games and PS4 games, PS5 games. I mean, they had tons of stuff. I talked to the guy that worked there, and he told me that they just started carrying games. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a ton of the games were overpriced. Like especially, I saw a copy of Luigi's Mansion going for like $72. It's not worth that. It's never been worth that. But anyway, I'm digging through the GameCube section. There wasn't a ton of stuff in there, but I noticed this Game Boy player, right? The disc, and it's the disc looks great. It's got the the little manual in there, and I had the guy look it up for me. He couldn't find a price for it anywhere. He's like, how about $20? So I bought this for $20. Super, super good deal on this. I mean, these go from anywhere between, I don't know, 120 up to about $150. So I will definitely be selling this. I don't really have an interest in having a Game Boy player or anything like that because I have a Retron 5. So I can play my Game Boy games on that. So this is going to be sold to kind of recoup some of my costs because I spent a little more money on this game, the next game, than what I normally would. So I was filming this section of the glass cases, and I noticed in the middle of like a bunch of, like nothing games, like $5, $10 games, this copy of Silent Hill Origins. And I'm like, well, it's probably going to be overpriced, but I should just ask and see what it goes for. And he pulled it out, and it was $65. And I'm like, I'll take it. Knowing that I had the Game Boy player, so I was gonna be able to recoup some funds here. But this, when I tell you this thing is minty fresh, it is minty fresh. Like the manual looks like it has never been touched. It's incredible. The disc just looks perfect. Like, look at this. I mean, there's not, I know you can't really tell, but there's not a scratch on it. It's amazing. So this one is definitely going to be added to my collection. I'm super, super stoked to have this. I'm not a huge horror game guy, but I loved the Silent Hill series growing up. So super, super cool to add this to the collection. So having said that, that's everything that I picked up this week. I think I'm going to make a good bit of my money back on the Game Boy game for the week, which is great. And I'm going to be able to add everything else to the collection for virtually free. So I really appreciate you guys checking out this video and continuing to come back. I'm planning on doing some cool stuff soon. I want to record a video updated PS5 collection here because it's getting pretty big. And then I want to do some other collection videos because, again, I'm not doing as much game hunting or purchasing, I should say, as I normally do, just until I get everything all sorted with the baby. And how we're going to be prepped for that. So I want to do some other like collection videos, some other like a video talking about some of my rarest games, things like that. If you guys are interested in that, please let me know. and I will continue to look for new things that we can do together here. But until then, thank you guys so much. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me here. You can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at The Retro Gaming Collective, where I show you different parts of my collection and videos of my dog, who is insane. But thank you guys so much, and happy hunting.